Picture this.
You're dating an absolutely stunning woman. She's sharp, funny, charismatic, and every guy in the room notices when she walks by. You're doing everything you were told a good man should do. You buy her flowers, you plan fancy dinners, you text her good morning and good night without fail. You clear your weekends for her, you never forget a date, you go out of your way to make her feel special. On paper, you're the perfect gentleman your mother would be proud of. But behind the scenes, something you can't see is happening. Her energy is shifting. Her replies get shorter. Her enthusiasm fades. The spark you felt at the beginning starts to dim, and you're sitting there wondering what you did wrong, because as far as you know, you did everything right. What I'm about to tell you will challenge almost everything you think you know about attraction and relationships, not just with women, but with people in general. The uncomfortable truth is this. Attraction doesn't fade because you're too nice. It fades when you stop being a person with a life, standards, and mystery, and become a guaranteed, predictable source of approval. It's not that love requires cruelty. It's that desire requires tension. When someone feels like they already fully have you, with no risk of losing you and no need to invest, the mind naturally relaxes and stops chasing. That's not female psychology, that's human psychology. So before you switch off thinking this is some manipulative pickup spiel, let me be very clear. I'm not talking about playing games, being cold, or trying to hurt anyone. I'm talking about understanding how attraction actually works under the hood. Why people lose interest in someone who overinvests, why perfect gentlemen often get sidelined, and how you can be both kind and irresistibly compelling without turning into a jerk. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, you're going to see why so many men confuse being nice with erasing themselves, and how that mistake kills attraction almost every time. Let's start at the beginning. Humans are wired to be drawn to strength, certainty, and direction in ourselves and in the people we choose. For a lot of women, that shows up as attraction to men who have their own purpose, their own standards, and their own life outside the relationship. Not louder, not richer, not more famous, just grounded and self-respecting. When you meet her, you probably do have that. You're busy. You have hobbies, friends, a routine. You're not obsessing yet. Your time is naturally a little scarce. Your attention is naturally a little selective. That slight scarcity makes your presence valuable. She can feel that you're not just sitting around waiting for her. Then things progress. You catch feelings. And this is where most guys quietly sabotage everything. Instead of adding her into your already full life, you slowly replace your life with her. Workouts get skipped, friends get postponed, hobbies get dropped. Every spare moment becomes, how can I talk to her? How can I see her? How can I prove I care? Your entire schedule, energy, and emotional state start revolving around her responses. You think you're being devoted, but what she feels is heavy pressure and zero tension. The man she was drawn to, the one with direction and boundaries, is fading. Here's where a lot of people get confused. They assume women lose interest because women only like bad boys, or women want guys who treat them badly. That's not really what's happening. What she's reacting to isn't how kind you are. It's how attached and uncentered you become. Kindness with boundaries is attractive. Kindness with no boundaries feels like neediness. When every text from her gets an instant response, when every mild mood change from her makes you panic, when every plan of yours gets dropped if she calls, what you're communicating without saying a word is, "My world is small and you're all I have." That doesn't feel romantic. It feels suffocating. Think about it like this. In the early stages, she's trying to figure you out. Who is this guy? What's his life about? Where is he going? How does she fit into that story? Her mind is engaged. There are question marks. Question marks create attraction. But the moment she realizes there is no challenge, no uncertainty, no sense of you being your own man, her brain relaxes. The puzzle is solved. And once the puzzle is solved, the effort stops. This is what people mean when they say, "She just stopped trying." In reality, you often stopped being someone worth reaching for because you handed over every piece of yourself on a silver platter. Now let's talk about value, because that word gets thrown around in the worst way. A lot of guys hear high value and think money, cars, status, abs. And yes, those things can help on a surface level. But your deeper value in a relationship is based much more on how you carry yourself, what you tolerate, and whether you live by your own standards. Two men can have the exact same income, the exact same job, even the exact same looks, and still be worlds apart in how women experience them, simply based on how they show up. You've seen this in real life. There's the guy with the great career, luxury car, and impressive apartment who still constantly gets ghosted, strung along, or friend-zoned. He's got the external resume of a high-value man, but emotionally, he's begging for approval. Then there's the guy with a normal job, average apartment, and nothing flashy, but women clearly light up around him. He's relaxed. He doesn't chase. He treats people well, but he doesn't over-explain himself. His attention is warm, but not desperate. He respects himself enough to walk away if he's not valued. That inner posture, calm, grounded, non-needy, is what makes him feel rare. Here's the part most men never get told. Needing someone's approval too much automatically lowers your perceived value. It tells the other person, "You have more power here than I do." That imbalance kills attraction over time, especially when it's extreme. It's not about punishing her, ignoring her, or acting like you don't care. It's about not allowing your entire emotional stability to depend on one person's reactions. People can feel when you're secretly terrified of losing them, and that fear makes you behave in ways that are clingy, controlling, or overly agreeable, all of which quietly erode respect. This is also where predictability comes in. When you first meet, everything is new. You don't always text at the same times. You don't always say the expected thing. You might tease a little, disagree honestly, have your own opinion about where to go or what to do. There's variety. She's learning you in real time. But as soon as you decide, "I don't want to lose her," you start playing it safe. You stop teasing because you're scared to offend. You stop saying no because you're scared she'll be disappointed. You stop leading plans because you're scared to make the wrong call. And just like that, you slip into a pattern. Same messages, same routine, same energy. What used to be exciting becomes predictable. Predictable becomes boring. Boring becomes invisible. Now, does that mean you should deliberately ignore her, cancel plans last minute, or act moody just to keep her guessing? No, that's the childish, manipulative version of this, and it backfires long term. What actually works is having a full life and a solid spine. When you're genuinely busy building your career, your body, your friendships, your skills, your purpose, you're not available 24/7 because you literally can't be. When you genuinely have standards and self-respect, you won't tolerate disrespect, flakiness, or mind games, not because you're trying to pass a test, but because you simply honor your time and energy. That natural scarcity and boundary automatically creates healthy tension. Let's get into the idea of tests, because that's another concept a lot of men misunderstand. Are women out here running secret experiments on you all day? Not consciously, but people, men and women, do throw out little signals to see how you respond. She might mention another guy, show up late, go a little cold, or disagree strongly just to see, does this guy fall apart? Does he get jealous? Does he start groveling? Does he abandon his own opinion to keep me happy? What she's really checking for is this man secure or is he fragile? If every time she pulls back an inch, you sprint forward a mile to close the gap, she learns very quickly that your emotional world orbits around her. That might feel flattering for a moment, but it doesn't create deep respect. A confident man can notice distance without panicking.
He can see a bit of attitude without losing his temper.
Or begging for reassurance. He doesn't punish or chase, he just stays grounded, adjusts his own investment accordingly, and keeps living his life. That energy says, I care about you, but I won't betray myself to keep you. And that is magnetic. Attraction also lives and dies on investment balance. In any relationship, the person investing far more time, energy, and emotion tends to feel more anxious, and the person investing less tends to feel more in control. When you massively overinvest compared to her, she doesn't feel lucky, she feels pressure. The goal isn't to invest as little as possible. The goal is to aim for balanced investment. Let her text first sometimes. Let her suggest plans. Let her contribute emotionally. Let her have the experience of earning deeper parts of you instead of having everything handed to her up front for free. And yes, this connects directly to your own sense of abundance. When a man feels like this is his only shot, the only beautiful woman he'll ever get, the only relationship he'll ever have, he clings. He compromises too much. He tolerates bad behavior. He smiles through disrespect. He stops leading and starts begging. When a man knows deep down, I am capable of attracting love again if I have to, he relaxes. He can be fully present, generous, and romantic without being terrified. That relaxed energy is what makes him most attractive, not fake indifference, real security. Masculine leadership gets thrown around as a buzzword, but in practice, it's simple. You have a direction for your life, you're willing to make decisions, and you take responsibility for your choices. It doesn't mean barking orders or dominating. It means you can say, here's what I'm doing. You're welcome to join me. Instead of, what do you want me to be so you don't leave? When you ask, what do you want to do? Every single time, what you're unconsciously saying is, your preference matters more than mine. I don't trust my own judgment. She might appreciate being considered, but she will not be turned on by a man who never stands for anything. So how do you keep attraction alive in a real, long-term way without games? First, stay in motion. Keep building your body, your mind, your money, your mission, not for her, for you. The more you grow, the less you need someone else to make you feel like a man. Ironically, that's exactly when you become most attractive. Second, keep your standards. You can be kind and affectionate and still say, no, that doesn't work for me. You can listen and compromise and still walk away from truly toxic behavior. You're not a doormat. You're a man with a backbone. Third, keep the mystery by keeping your individuality. Don't overshare your entire emotional history on the third date. Don't rearrange your entire life within a week. Don't make her your only source of social connection. Let her discover you over time.
Let her see you in different environments. Let her feel that there are still pages in your book she hasn't read yet.
Fourth, let her invest. Let her text first. Let her plan something for you. Let her cook for you, surprise you, support you. When she gives to you, don't brush it off. Appreciate it. That mutual investment is where healthy attachment grows. And finally, understand the difference between love and attraction. Love is built on care, compatibility, and commitment. Attraction is built on polarity, mystery, and tension. If you only focus on love, being supportive, dependable, and always there, but you completely lose your edge, your independence, and your boundaries, she may still care about you, but she won't crave you. If you only focus on edge, being distant, unpredictable, unavailable, but never build trust, she may crave you, but she won't feel safe loving you. The real magic is in combining both. Grounded, reliable affection with a sense of self that doesn't bend to every mood and isn't available on demand like a subscription service. At the end of the day, the point isn't to make any woman chase you forever or live in fear of losing you. The point is to stop abandoning yourself just to keep someone else around. When you stop doing that, attraction changes naturally. You become the man who treats women well, not from need, but from strength. The man who can love deeply, but never beg. The man whose presence feels like both safety and excitement because he knows who he is with or without her. That's the kind of energy women don't just date for a season. That's the kind of man they fight to keep.